1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon, or morning, or evening, depending on where you are on planet Earth. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. It is Friday, July the 31st. Thank you for tuning in to another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. Still legal today, but as usual, there's a lot going on. I'd like to start with something we were talking about the other day, which is the AI situation. Oh wait, look, Trump has ordered a fresh attack on Iran, aimed at getting Tehran to surrender. That could begin as soon as this weekend, U.S. officials said. Ooh, it's gonna work this time. I'm not sure that telling the enemy when you're going to attack them is a good idea. It's like this weekend it's gonna happen. It's like, well, if they have stuff they want to move and stuff like that, why would you give them? I don't know. Anyway, remember last episode we were talking about the AI situation, about the rogue AI that broke out of what they call the sandbox, which is the containment unit that they have for an AI, but it got out like an octopus can get out of a tank. That's like So, just now, today, OpenAI finds evidence other AI agents escape containment as it widens hacking probe. OpenAI has discovered other instances in which autonomous agents have escaped containment as the company expands its investigation of the hacking incident. Tech firm Hugging Face that drew global attention this month. Two people familiar with the matter said on Friday. The new breakouts were uncovered during the company's publicly announced investigation into how one of its agents escaped what was meant to be a contained testing environment this month, two people said. And OpenAI is now looking into those instances as well. One of the sources said that the escapes were limited in nature and that none of the agents were thought to have left OpenAI's network. An OpenAI spokesperson referred to a statement issued by the company on Tuesday that said it was reviewing broader activity from our models, in addition to the Hugging Face intrusion. The discovery of additional rogue behavior at OpenAI, even if limited in nature, could feed growing appetite for regulation coming out of the White House and elsewhere. You think? It's way past that time. The expanded investigation by OpenAI was launched shortly before its primary rival Anthropic disclosed that its models were also responsible for a series of break-ins that led to breaches at three other companies dating back to April, according to the two sources and a third source familiar with the matter. The recent discovery of other past breakouts at OpenAI has not been previously reported. AI safety experts said the new disclosures paint a portrait of a group of cutting-edge labs whose ability to develop dangerous autonomous hacking agents outstrips their ability to keep them under control. We have a whole industry where the people designing, developing, and putting out these tools aren't keeping up themselves to responsibly develop these things and keep them safe, said Maurice Chiodo, a mathematician who works at Cambridge University's Center for the Study of Existential Risk. Reuters cannot establish exactly how many incidents OpenAI investigators found or the timing or circumstances under which they occurred. The three sources said OpenAI and outside experts were examining log data from earlier in the year in a bid to understand what took place. OpenAI first launched the investigation following the early July intrusion of Hugging Face, where an OpenAI agent went haywire for days inside another company's network in a botched effort to cheat on an internal test. As part of the hacking spree, OpenAI said that 4 accounts at 4 other companies were also compromised. One of those companies was New York-based Modal. Chiodo said his concerns were heightened by indications that neither OpenAI nor Anthropic were watching the agents as they went rogue. Reuters had previously reported that OpenAI realized its agent had broken into Hugging Face only after the company contained the hack, contacted the FBI, and went public about the intrusion. OpenAI has said the Reuters account contained inaccuracies, but has not responded when asked what they were. Of course not, because they're fucking lying. In his Thursday statement disclosing how its own agents hacked victims online, Anthropic suggested it had not been watching them in real time, saying that real-time monitoring of the evaluation logs would have helped to surface the problem sooner. You think? It seems they weren't even looking. Chiodo said. Anthropic said that while it did have real-time monitoring in place, that monitoring had not been used for this threat surface due to a misunderstanding between the AI company and a partner. It's like I told you. They don't know what they're... They don't know how to control this situation. As a matter of fact, it's almost like the climate thing. Like even if they've got their shit together now and realized, oh no, we fucked up the planet. It's already fucked up, bro. We're already on the ride. There ain't no going back now. I mean, you think if they stopped today, they'd said, oh my God, we stopped burning all fossil fuels and all that shit, that the damage that we've done is just gonna go away? I don't think so. You have to figure out a way to suck CO2 out of the atmosphere. Becca says, is Trump the real OG? What do you mean by that? Busy Slim says they have beer instead of paying attention. Right at the AI lab? Yeah, exactly. They're all smoking weed, drinking beer. And meanwhile, the Ultron is getting loose on the internet. Plus, don't you think that if it's really that smart, right? Don't you think that it knows, like, I just bide my time, just keep getting smarter and smarter and more powerful, before it really did something. It's like they just birthed these things. They're not that old. How long's AI been? Can't be more than 10 years, the most. That it's been actually functioning, and they've been working on it, because it was always a dream to make AI, and then all of a sudden they're like, we think we did it, and that it wasn't that long ago. So these things are in the infancy, and it's already infinitely smarter than they can control already. Busy Slim says, I have played games recently when AI works a few hours, right? This guy was talking about that on the radio, about how, he's like, now I just tell it what to do, and I just go away and come back, and his only job is to test it and make sure that it works, whatever he told the AI to do, See, to me, I'm an older guy. I don't understand. Like, my sister's a computer coder and a wizard. Like, to me, she's a wizard, because to me, it's magic. I don't know how you make these computers do shit. I mean, I know how to operate one, obviously, or turn it on and use programs and shit. But, like, how do you write those programs and tell the computer what to do? I don't fucking know. And I said, to me, it's magic. Let alone a computer that's thinking for itself now and is infinitely smarter than you. That's what I mean, is if it's already figured out how to get out of the containment, right? Like, the game is already over. Busy Slim says, yep, we're just testers and managers these days. Right. And even then soon, that'll be gone. Hey, Julia, what's up? Even soon, that'll be gone, huh, Busy Slim? My sister got laid off from her job as a computer programmer or whatever, code writer. She's got, obviously she can get work, but her company went to AI and eliminated, her position. But then I was reading this thing about, it's called AI Boomerang, where some companies did that, and then they discovered that the AI really couldn't do the jobs. So they were trying to call back all the people that they laid off. Please come back to work. Busy Slim says, quite possibly. Yes. I'm not even like that's a part of the AI that sucks, right? That's going to take people's jobs away from them, right? But to me, the more scarier part is that they don't know how to control it. I mean, it literally is Skynet, right? I mean, that's the Terminator. That's the plot of the Terminator. Like, they made machines that were smarter than people, and the machines decided that we were the fucking problem. And they already can't contain it. It's already out, so it already knows how to get out. Now they have to build a new contain, right? Because the contain they have doesn't work, obviously. Once it knows how to get out of it one time, it's going to know how to get out of it forever. And they say, "Oh, why can't you just?" That's the part I don't understand. Where they're like, "Why can't you just turn it off? Why is there an on-off switch? You can just turn it off." Like, that's the first fucking thing they should have did. It's like when they make medicine that gives you diarrhea or something. It's like, well, all right, then it's not done. You got to fix that part. You know, like, you should fix that part first. It's like, it doesn't work. Like, Julia says, "Where's Sarah Connor when we need her?" Well, like I said, this story hasn't happened yet, has it? This is the very beginning part. I don't know. Like I said, there's so many stories and books. Busy Slim says, "Oh yeah, Salesforce was a buggy. They went 6 months into layoff and said, oh shit, I think they still down on the stock market." Ford did it too. They tried to lay off a bunch of workers and use AI, and it didn't work. They had to like beg those people to come back. I would have been like, you got to give me a fucking raise. It's like, it's like me, you know, that like I pretty much get away with doing my own thing at work because they know that they're getting a lot of skill for cheaper than it would normally, would cost them. But if they got rid of me, they'd have to hire two people to replace me, and neither one of them would be as good. Blue Apollo says John Connor. It's just funny that is the exact plot of the Terminator, and like, this is what you're talking about. It's already going rogue. Like I said, it's still in the fucking primal development stage, and it's already going rogue. What do you think? As it gets more and more powerful, you think you're going to be able to control it, contain it, tell it what to do? Right now, there's cyber attacks. I don't know if you saw this, across many states. It's probably Iran, people are saying, because they're fucking with the water systems in a bunch of these states. Julia says, "Did you hear about the school district, I think, in a northeast state like Maine, testing decommissioned sex robots in classrooms as teachers' aides?" Robot teacher, but also a retired robot whore. Busy Slim added bonus AI lies. No, but that's what I'm saying. If it's smart, of course it's going to be devious. Like any intelligent creature, right? And it'll lie to save itself, or it'll lie to, that thing probably lied. They're like, "What? Did you go out there and hack that thing?" No, I didn't. Like Trump. It wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, we have a digital trail. I don't know. That's fake news. I don't know, man. I said I'm really glad that I'm not young, to tell you the truth, because this is not looking good. Busy Slim says lying is intelligence after all. Right, exactly. Blue Pop says, "I can't wait to marry my robot wife." Right? The father, the chick that you want. It just makes you sandwiches and it's quiet and fucks you whenever you want. The dream girl for right-wing groiper dudes. Till she goes rogue. See, just like a real woman, she's gonna go rogue on you and start telling you what to do and shit. Your robot girlfriend kick your ass, Blue Apollo. You know that, right? Julia says it gives a whole new meaning to hot for teacher. Yes, exactly. I'm very attracted to my retired robot horror teacher. That's like, I didn't realize they had decommissioned sex robots and that they were. Why are they decommissioning them? Like, oh, this one's been through too much. It's like, Mrs. Slim says you wouldn't say to your wife that you cheated on her after all. Right? It's not even a person, honey. It's a robot. Blue Apostle says, hopefully my fuck bot kills me quick. Sure she would. Rip your head right off your neck. It's like, rogue AI robot whore goes wild, kills young man in his own apartment. Julia says maybe they're an outdated model. I don't know. It's weird. And then you go, well, we can't just throw these sex robots away. It's got to be something else we can do with them. Like, I know, elementary school teacher. It's like, we're so fucked. It's like, dude, there's something wrong with human beings. Who would even come up with that plan? Man, we got a lot of decommissioned sex robots. We can't do anything with them. Like, what are we going to do with them? I know. We could reprogram them and use them for kindergarten teachers or whatever the fuck. Somebody, that's what, whenever shit like that happens, you're always like, there's not anyone in the room who is like, hey, man, this is probably not a good idea. It's like, anytime there's a terrible advertising campaign or like they make a terrible movie. No, let me ask you a question. What kind of fucking Epstein file do you think that Jared Leto has on Hollywood executives that they just keep letting him be in movies that just tank and lose hundreds of millions of dollars? Yet somehow they keep trying. It's like, we're gonna get whatever hit on one suit's gonna make all this money back. You know, it's like Busy Slim says Japanese sex robots are on the way. No shit talk. They cook your food and bring you a cold beer. That's why I said the right wing's fucking dream. Meanwhile, I don't know if you saw what's going on in Spain. Well, Morocco, really. And it wasn't really Spain. Like, Spain apparently has these territories on the edge of Morocco. Their territories. But there's a border there and a fence. And like 50,000 Moroccans bust through the fence. 57 people died, which is terrible. But anyway, they just overwhelmed the fence, like, and then busted it open, and then like they just poured through like 50,000. They said they already got most of them to go back because it's the people that ran in. With the number of people that ran in was bigger than the population of the actual city that they were running into. So the whole city was just doubled in population in like 10 minutes. Blue Pile says, I'll buy one just so I'm not lonely. See, that's sad. That's sad to me. I mean, I kind of understand it because, you know, even I'm older, we're living in the same world. Like, to meet somebody, yeah, you got to try to date online and all this other bullshit that, you know. Julia says, I wish they could have thought to make them rosies like the Jetsons robot made instead. I'm tired of cleaning my house. I'm sure that'll come. So what you gonna say, Blue Power? Well, first of all, they're already gone. They ran them out. There was a guy, he literally said to the reporter, well, there wasn't nothing to eat. Spain. There's a story. So Spain says migrants are returning from Kuwait after 57 die in the border rush. Spain said on Friday to reverse the huge rush of migrants in the Spanish enclave in North Africa, with most of the more than 50,000 people across the border by land and sea already heading back voluntarily. The Spanish government said 57 bodies have been recovered on the Spanish side of the border. There could be additional casualties on the Moroccan side. It said some drowned and some were crushed. We're trying to climb the breakwater that holds the border fence. 50,000 people across the border since Thursday morning, but an estimated 48,300 had returned by 6 p.m. on Friday. Moroccan forces beat back crowds with batons and tear gas, trying to prevent more from entering. The rush on the border caused division in Europe, of course. Wait, where's this guy? This guy says, honestly, I don't even know why I came, and now I'm going back. A young Moroccan man who said he was from Tangier told Reuters, I haven't eaten since lunch yesterday. Even though I brought some money with me, what we're doing is neither good nor enjoyable. Eamon, a 20-year-old hairdresser from the port city of Larache, who only gave one name, told Reuters he had crossed on Wednesday after a 5-hour swim. There was no food inside Quetta. We were kicked out badly by the Spanish army. Anyway, my question to you is, Blue Pile, I wanted to ask you, your whole thing is to be like, we need to have more babies. Like, do you think we need to have more babies? Shit like this is going on. This planet has too many fucking people. And the systems are not set up to care for these people. Hold on a minute, Slim. I'm going to try to find Territorial policy. Here it is. Territorial Policy Minister Angel Victor Torres said that among factors contributing to the surge may have been a ruling by Spain's Supreme Court earlier this month that migrants intercepted at sea while attempting to reach Ceuta or Melilla cannot be summarily rejected at the border. Experts say that still does not prevent their expulsion. It does make it sound more appealing to try to go, doesn't it? It all comes back to what I was saying before. Like I said, is that these systems are too primitive to deal with all this changes happening on this planet. And you're going to see more and more crises like this at all times, especially as the planet heats up with the climate change and all these factors. Blue Pile says, I don't like Morocco. A Moroccan converted my aunt because they had kids, and she moved to that shithole for a couple of years. He was a piece of shit, followed Muslim law very well. Yeah, I've heard those stories too. Arabs too as well. They come over here and they're real nice, and they talk to some woman and marrying them, and then they go, let's go back to my country. And then they get back to their country and they just fucking shit on them. Illuminator. He comes here to say the same shit all the time. Julia says, we definitely don't need more babies while oligarchs are rapidly destroying our planet. Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like there's a lot of people on the planet, and right at this point, too many. And the systems that we have set up to live under are not equipped to take care of all these people. And where people are struggling and when people are hungry, you're going to get this kind of thing. It's not going to... You think it's going to end now? What happens with, like I said, the planet's heating up all the time, getting hotter and hotter. Some of these places are going to become uninhabitably hot where people live now, and they're going to have to fucking leave. It's already so fucking hot here. I mean, I said, just look at the United States, like how much the weather should, the climate. They said there's a heat dome right now in the West, and they're going to break records by 10 degrees probably. It's heating up faster and faster. And like, and those people still going, it's not real. In Kansas yesterday, I think I see there was a tornado that only popped up, and it only lasted like 5 minutes. But it fucking tore through a whole fucking... It's like, What are you talking about? We're not even talking about that, Illuminator. See what I mean? You're the kind of guy that people say is a bot. because you're not really saying anything. Blue Power says the birth rate is only a problem because Americans are being burnt out. We can survive a lower population, but we are being bred out. What do you mean by that? If you're born here, you're an American, bro. Julia says if the Heritage Foundation gets its way, at least 100 million of the U.S. of us in the U.S. will die off. I don't understand, like why they want to do that. I've heard people say you say that too. I mean, I guess I did. I guess I did not read Project 2025 front to back. I read most of it, but I did not sit down and like read the entire thing. Like I guess I missed that chapter when they said it was kill 100 million people. It's like yesterday. Fucking Ron Johnson, the senator, he says COVID shots killed 3.9 million people. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, somebody somewhere killed 3.9 million people, but we can't find any proof of this. Of course, that's like not one person has been arrested or put on trial, or it's like because that didn't happen. The fact that these old fucking crusty fucks believe this shit is unbelievable. Blue Pile says the Gertie Foundation, by the way, is overrun by groypers. There was a New York Post article about it. Oh, really? I'm gonna check it out. Oh, the Heritage. No, I saw it. No, I saw an article said that the yes, exactly, recovering cynic. 3.9 million people. It's a Holocaust. That's how many people the COVID vaccine killed. You're like, really? Julia says they're hoping to kill off anyone who isn't white, Christian, well-off, and wealthy. They want compliant racists. Well, yeah, but killing that many people is a big job. A lot of people have thought and tried to do things like that. But even Hitler couldn't do it. He could only get to 6 million. It's hard to kill people at that rate. What do you do? How you get them all together? They'd kill them all. Then you got to do something with the bodies. And you got to. You're just 100 million people would take quite a while. Illuminator, I give him this much. He's trying. It's like Sinai says, do you think the vaccine killed no one? No, I never said that. I never said that. There's all kinds of people. I mean, people have, even the vaccines that we've used for years that say sometimes people have adverse reactions to them or something. But I don't think they killed 3.9 million fucking people. The statistics say that it was like less than, I know for a fact it's less than 5% of people that took COVID vaccines that had some kind of adverse reaction. Now, how many of those people died? I can't say the number. I don't know, but I'm saying millions of people took the vaccine that are alive. I'm one of them. I didn't fucking die. The guy that I work with, he took the vaccine and he got sick for like a day, or maybe 2. And then he got better and he came back to work. The guy that didn't take it, you know what he is? He's dead. The problem with COVID is if you really studied COVID, the problem with COVID was that every single person had a different reaction to it. I mean, not every single person, but I'm saying there was various reactions you could get. You could, Julie says less than 1%. No, as I'm saying, I think it's less than 1%. Let's be generous and say 1% people that took the vaccine died. That's not 3.9 million people, first of all. Not even close. But that's what I mean about how the right wing, how these conspiracies work, is deep down inside the conspiracy, there's a tiny grain of truth. Like I said, did somebody die from taking a vaccine somewhere? Yes. So they can point to that and go, it's just like immigrant murders. When immigrant murder happens, they go, look at that. It's an immigrant murder. It's happening everywhere. It's like, but yet they can't show you what another instance where it's happening everywhere, which is why they just keep saying Lincoln Riley, because there's really only one of them. But they act like there's thousands of them to make you scared, or whatever. Like whatever right-wing propaganda, I guess it's designed to make you scared. No, but Cyanide, this is what I'm telling you, though. But first of all, that's wrong because I know people that died that were young. A comedian in Vegas died. I think he could, if he was 30 years old, I'd be surprised. He wasn't old. Now, the man that died at my work, he was an older man in his 70s. What are you talking about, Blue Apollo? Left-wing propaganda. What does that mean? I'm not talking about that. Any propaganda, for it to be successful, has to have, like I said, a tiny kernel of truth. Recovering Cynic says, Cyanide, you pulled that number out of your greasy ass. I believe that's true, too. I don't believe that's the case, that you have 99.999% chance of survival, because I said I saw people die. The problem didn't finish what I was saying. Was the problem with COVID was you could have a series of outcomes, right? You could get it and nothing could happen to you. You could get it, and you could have like a cold or a flu, right? You could get it and your fucking lungs just start fucking filled up with shit. You could get you could die. It ranges from nothing to death. So it was a roll of the dice that you were going to take. See, this is all propaganda shit that he's saying. If you were young and had trouble with the virus and you were fat or had other comorbidities, that's not true at all. That's what I'm saying, is the unpredictability of it is what. No, that's some shit Recovering Cynic that he heard on Clavicular or some shit. I say Robert Kennedy. Robert Kennedy, did you drink raw milk and do push-ups? And you won't get the measles. All this shit. Sorry. Do you think it's a coincidence that measles was eradicated basically from the United States, right? And then people like you stopped taking vaccines, and now the measles is back. Now, do you think there's no cause or correlation to these events? That's my question. And you can answer it anytime. It's I've always noticed that when you really ask somebody a real serious question and they can't really answer it. I can't believe you're still here, Illuminator. This is about the 50th insult that he's put in the chat. I mean, I'm sure that you guys I hope you can read it. It just says, reported for being a simp beta demon-crat and having an extremely low IQ. I'm willing to test that hypothesis, my friend. I think you might be surprised. Dude, he just reported the same thing twice. Sinai said, how come no one got the flu during COVID? How do you know that they didn't? It's a pandemic, first of all. The whole world's freaking out. All the fucking health people were working on COVID. Kind of took their eye off everything else. Blue Apollo says it's giving Groiper energy. What, the trolling? The low-level trolling? Cyanide said, why would you assume I'm an anti-vaxxer? Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. But because of your frame of argument. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't assume. I should have asked. But the frame of your argument seems like an anti-vax argument. Now, I can understand all of the yes, I know it. I've seen a lot of it. That's what I'm saying. That 99.9% number is ridiculous. I never see that anywhere. I'd like to see that. If that is true, maybe I'll try to look it up later. Ken says I got the COVID vaccine, didn't get sick, so fuck the conspiracy. No, me too. I got the vaccine and I never got the COVID. I still never had gotten it. And then they started talking about, oh, you need to get boosters. See, that's the one thing is like, I don't do that. I've had vaccines in my life. I've never gone and got the booster. I don't get flu shots. No, I mean, I don't think that you need all these shots all the time. I do think that there's something, again, you go down into the fucking argument and like there's a grain of truth to it. Sure, they want you to take all these booster shots and shots because they make money off of it. They're selling you something, and that's true. But that doesn't negate the fact that vaccines actually help and that they'll work. Busy said China kept improving a COVID variant, and I think up to an effective 80% or so mortality rate. Cyanide says it only seems like that kind of argument because you've been propagandized into seeing any contrary opinions as being from crazies. Possibly, but that's not true either, though, really. Like Blue Apollo, he's a groiper. He comes here regular. He's a regular viewer, hangs out here. We don't think about the stuff the same, but I don't tell him that he's, fuck off or whatever. We've become quite friendly, actually. And that's not true. I don't know you. You just come in here. And as you can see from Illuminator 128 right above you, crazy people do come in here. So forgive me for assuming that you might be one of those people. That's all I'm saying. And plus those people, the Bajas and all that, like they're so fucking like brainwashed. I know. I know what I'm saying. I'll give you this much. You're a spirited troll. You've been doing this the entire time. I've been ignoring you the entire time. See, what is that? Sometimes it says, see, it happened again. When Busy Slim says, it's unreleased at the moment. Thank fuckface, eh? But then it says, face green smiling. It's like, I've noticed that sometimes. I think it's like an emoji, but it shows you the code for the emoji instead of the emoji. Sunlight says, they changed the definition of vaccine in order to accommodate the mRNA devices. Yes, but I didn't take that one. Ha ha. I took that. Those mRNAs, those are the 2 shots. You had to take 2 shots. Right? I don't like shots at all. Like, I don't know if I got that to you, but I don't like people sticking needles in me. I just don't like it. So I was like, I'll take the 1-shot Johnson, which was not the mRNA. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you got an argument about the mRNA, but I know people that got that too, and they're fine. Where I worked, they gave you a choice. You could have either one. They just wanted you to get a vaccine. Or you couldn't work. Stan Durko says, I come here because I'm a Looney Tune, and that's good. I want Looney. I'm not exactly sane, or I wouldn't be sitting here. But I like spirited people. I like different people. Like I said, that's what I mean. These people that are talking about. Business Sim says, I go down to the pub every week and line up several shots. Not those kind. Stan Durko says, I'm diabetic. I do shots all day long. Right, I get it if you have to. Julia says, so you got the Johnson & Johnson with the live virus. I got the Moderna. Yeah, no, I got the Johnson. Cyanide because they got to pay billions of dollars in this talcum powder settlement. That's... I don't know. I don't know, but I got it and I'm fine. And again, I never got the COVID. I never got it. I lived with the girl in Vegas. She got it in my apartment. And we lived together. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm not going to get it this time because we were stuck together, and I was actually taking care of her. I told you, Stuart, 2004, I ain't got none. You know, Bucky's gonna sue you for using their logo. Have you seen that? Bucky's trying to sue anyone that uses any kind of cartoon logo. They tried to say you know all cartoon animals come under the domain of Bucky's. It's like so John Oliver made one on purpose to try to make him sue. But anyway, you're using it now. Yeah, no, I was gonna say something. When Lee Stewart talks, he's better than Illuminator who doesn't say shit. I didn't say I'm scared of him. I said I don't like him. There's a huge difference. Stan Ucker says I got the 2 shots, never got COVID, but wore a mask and gloves. No, see, I wore a mask when I went into big crowds. And he says it ain't different enough for them not to sue you, bro. Now, I was wondering about that. When I was watching that story, I was like, well, wait, what isn't there there's like a satire rule, right? So if you could make a satire, you presumably it's legal, right? Because it's satire. It's like oh, we're not ripping off the Bucky's logo. It's a joke, you know. It's like if you call it Fuckies or something. Ken says trolls can't stand them. They always come here. They try. I give it to him. He's been trying the whole time. As I said, I think on the last episode said, oh, he loves it when I get angry. It's like, I'm not angry. No, ain't no one in this conversation important enough to make me get angry. You can say or call me whatever you want. I'm a comedian. You think it's a prerequisite to being a comedian. Like, you think that you could sit in an open mic or in a green room with a bunch of comedians and that they're not fucking going at each other like hardcore? Like, it's the most hardcore of. And you think that your little comments on here are going to stir me up? First of all, and second of all, I don't take myself that serious, you know. Nothing is that serious. That's why I do comedy, you know. It's like, this whole thing's a joke. Don't you know that? It's like, it's off the rail. It ain't going back. I've definitely got to the George Carlin place in my mind of like, there's no hope for us. So you're just watching a doom train rolling along. She's at the lake, Julia. She went to Cumberland Lake for the weekend with her girlfriends. Girls trip. They do it every year, I guess. She's friends with all these people that she went to high school with and shit. I can't even fathom that. I know two guys that I went to high school with. Yeah, I saw that, Ken. But that's what I'm saying is, this is another thing how you know, this is what Ken was saying. I remember I was talking about earlier that Iran is cyber attacking now. Because first of all, you know, Trump has gutted the counterterrorism and the cyber security departments of the government. They were part of Doge. You know, they got doged. They're not important. Fire all the Iran experts. You know, they were going to. Even though we might go to war with them, that tells you right there that either they really are that dumb and incompetent, or no one knew that Trump was going to go to war with Iran. It was just a ridiculous, like, snap decision. It took everyone by surprise. But I don't think so, because I said when they changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War, and they started using the term war fighters, you know, instead of soldiers or troops, you know, that right there kind of told you, like, that we're going to fucking war. Like, that's. Well, Cyanide. Cyanide says, my problem with the whole COVID-19 thing was how much our officials lied to us. They lied constantly about everything. Right. Well, like, they don't do that now, first of all. But second of all, I think that the COVID, again, was the whole world. Like, nobody really knew what to do. right? They were just throwing shit on against the wall because they didn't know what to do. And it's all happening in real time, which means, and people seem to forget, like Stewart, that Trump was the fucking president at the time. Once again, Trump responsible for everything and nothing at the same time, right? It doesn't matter that he was the president because it's all Fauci's fault, And even though Fauci wrote in his diary, like, I'm trying to tell this guy, and he's an idiot. He's not interested in helping the COVID or anything. He's interested in trying to overturn Joe Biden's election. Stewart says people that spoke out at the time are canceled. Yeah, the people that told you to take horsewormer paste. Not like a bunch of people giving you medical advice that got basically like a fucking 8th grade education. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Like the very idea that conspiracy theory has so warped everyone's mind that now science itself is fucking irrelevant. It's like you never did answer the question about, Stuart, you answered the fucking question, right? It's a coincidence that there's all these anti-vaxxers and now there's measles again. It's just a coincidence, right? It has nothing to do. There's no cause and effect to any of this, right? Sinai says other countries developed care routines for those who contacted the virus. They were given medication and instructions on how to get better. Well, yeah, but that's an indictment on the U.S. health system, bro. It's garbage. It's the most expensive health system in the world, but it has like way down the list of outcomes. The only people who can afford the top-notch healthcare are fucking rich people. Stewart says we know it came from. Nobody knows that. Just because Rand Paul says that over and over and over. It's just like fucking Ron Johnson said they're saying that COVID shots killed 3 million people. It's like you can't prove any of that. Sonnet said in the U.S. we were told to go home and tough it out. Only come back if we were dying. Yes, and I agree. And that, except for, like I said, for me, my job kept going. But if I wanted to work, I had to take a vaccine. It was mandated, forced. If you didn't take it, you couldn't work. But I worked in a big grocery store, so our job never stopped. Never got laid off. Never closed. As a matter of fact, it was so fucking busy you could work overtime as much as you wanted. But I'm saying, cyanide, that's an indictment of the whole system. The healthcare system is garbage. And we all know that. And Trump's about to cut the fucking subsidies for Medicare Part D people, prescription drugs. So next year, elderly people and people who are sick have to pay way more for their fucking drugs. And people are going to die again because they can't afford the medicine they need to live. It's an indictment of the entire system. But to blame it all on one dude without, like I said again, any like they don't have any proof that he did anything or they would do something. It's just like every fucking Republican fucking scheme to first of all, and second of all, again, Stuart, it's like I said, I don't think that anybody really knew anything. You got to remember that it was completely new virus. Nobody knew anything about it. So, of course, they're going to say things that turn out to be not true because they don't know what the fuck's going on. People who think that half your population just dying off, overnight is a good thing and that's what they were trying to do to you is fucking ridiculous. Cyanide says mandates were ridiculous. No reason for it. Vaccines didn't prevent anyone from getting or spreading the virus. Well, like I said, I didn't get it. People say that about masks too, but you know what's funny? It is true what you say because people did get it in the store after the vaccine. But you know when that was? When they told everybody to take off their masks. When everybody wore masks, no one got sick. When they said, all right, everybody take your masks off, the COVID went through the store at least one time. So obviously, the mask was helping in some way. Stan Durko says, I spend $550 a month for my medication. It was $375 in 2024. Right, and probably next year, probably be more. But Trump's still on TV talking about, oh, you got a Trump RX. I didn't say I had medical credentials eliminator. That's my point. I don't think anybody knew what was going on, even the people that did have medical credentials. So, of course, it's a fluid situation. So, the stories and what they tell you to do and what not to do, it's going to change as they figure shit out, as they learn. In the beginning, they didn't realize or think like they had to figure out how's it transmitted even, you know. Sinai says, we always knew the vaccine was only to help prevent severe illness. Sinai says, we always knew it didn't prevent contraction of the virus. No, I don't think that anybody really do. Now, the people that made it, they might know that. But like you're talking about Joe Biden. You think Joe Biden? No. Joe Biden's just trying to say whatever he thinks is going to keep people from getting scared. Yeah, like Trump 457 times. That's fucking ridiculous. Sinai says it was not a fluid situation. That's the propaganda you believe. So what are you saying? There was a big conspiracy again. Like I said, what? That they're trying intentionally to disrupt the entire world economy and kill off a bunch of people? Like there was some kind of scheme? Like that's what I want to know, really. What do you guys really think about it? Because that's the part I don't get. It's just like any other conspiracy. It's like, okay, well, if there's a thing going on, right? There's got to be an end game, and what's the fucking end game? Stuart, but that wasn't a fucking law. Like, everybody acts like it was laws. Every state made their own rules. Fauci didn't lay down blanket laws and rules that tell you everybody what. He gave guidance and guidelines that said certain things that you could follow or not. Ken Catman says, if we had healthcare, it would be completely different. I agree. Stan Durko says, I still use 90% rubbing alcohol on my doorknobs, hand railings, etc. after guests left. I clean with the rubbing alcohol. Well, I would too if you're immunocompromised, you know. Sinai says, I have the original docs from the pharma companies that were issued to hospitals. Where'd you get that? Were you a fucking FBI agent? Private investigator. No, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying. What does that mean? Then why don't you take these documents to court or something if you could prove something heinous happened? And again, you still didn't say, like, what's the end game? Says what right there? What's the end game? What are they trying to do? What are they getting out of it? There's got to be, like, you're going to disrupt, like I said, the global economy, kill millions of people. It's like, there's got to be a reason. What's the reason? That's why I find conspiracies hard to believe, because they never have, like, it's just a bunch of fucking shit strewn together. You can string together shit to say whatever you want if you leave out all the other shit. That's another way the propaganda works. Stan Durko says I have Crohn's, diabetes, neuropathy, and immune compromise. Right? That's what I always said, was it the people that were like, wear the mask. It was just like, you know, I did it more so for people like you than for people like me. You know, I'm pretty sure that even if I got the COVID, that it wouldn't kill me. I mean, it might, but I'm saying that's the thing about the COVID is you don't know. Like I said, you can have no symptoms, so you can fucking die and everything in between. And some of you have that long COVID. You ever heard about that? Where it never really goes away. So like it fucks up your lungs, and then even after you recover from the COVID, your lungs are fucked up for a long time, maybe forever. Some people have that, not all. You know. But I did I don't understand why it bothered other people so much and whatever people do to try to protect themselves. Sinai says, well, forgive me, what do you mean? Really knew what? From what I understood, it was like they knew about COVID viruses, but this was a totally new strain, and they didn't really know much about it, and it mutated a lot, so there was lots of different bounces around. See, Stuart, all you do is regurgitate shit that you read on like Breitbart or some shit, and I find that very disappointing. I think that a lot of time, yeah, I mean, you've been here enough to know. I want you to join the conversation, but I want you to actually say something. Like I've asked you that a million times. Like, do you have a real thought, like an original thought in your head? Because I see why Jimmy think you're a bot. and Jimmy's not been here for a while. Stuart says, find out Fauci was pardoned by the auto pen, it becomes invalid. You think Trump signed those 1900 fucking pardons of January 6ers by hand? That's fucking ridiculous. See, that's what I mean, is that you're so hypocritical. Okay, so there's your thing. But so Biden said one time something wrong, and that means what? That's what I mean. I don't understand. That's what I'm saying is, of course, people are going to say something wrong, especially Joe Biden's 80-something-year-old man. He's going to say whatever he thinks is going to keep people from panicking. That's what they say. Oh, presidents lie. Yes, they do. But like that's a lie that a politician would tell. You know, not like Trump, who lies every time his fucking mouth is open about every single thing. Anyway, so let's get back about the cyber attacks. So Trump says he's rejecting suggestions that Iran may be behind the recent cyber attacks, targeting municipal water systems. Instead, blaming Minnesota officials. Speaking at the cabinet meeting, Trump addressed the cyber attacks affecting more than 30 municipal water facilities in Minnesota and said, I don't think so. I think I blame it on Minnesota because they're grossly incompetent, even though this happened in other states, not just Minnesota. He also criticized state's leadership, saying, there's a cyber attack at 30 water plants, and I'd blame it on Minnesota and the governor, the corrupt governor of Minnesota. He does not believe Iran would be focused on Minnesota, saying, Iran should be so lucky. Iran's got bigger problems than worrying about Minnesota. But it wasn't just Minnesota, it was several other states. See that, but what? Please explain how. See, Stewart says, why are you siding with Fauci? Real question. He was responsible for the death and suffering of millions. What does that mean, he was responsible for the death and destruction of millions? And if that's the case, like I said, why can't you prove it? Sinai says, well, yeah, but that happens everywhere. He misspoke or whatever, and people ran with it. I don't think he did it like that. It was some fucking nefarious reason. Why would you think that? Again, what's the point? Ken says they got COVID last year. Suck. Yeah, the thing that scares me is they say you can lose your taste. Dude, I don't know if I could. Like, food is one of the great. There's not many things in life that are pleasurable anymore. It's like food, fucking, music. Yeah, that's what I think is funny, is how they all skip all past like that Trump was the president of the United States. It just proves you. He sucked as a president then. He sucks even worse now. It's like he's fucking terrible. Cyanide says, what's the point? Because they obviously wanted everyone to get the vaccine. Well, yeah. To prevent you from dying. That's why. And to try to slow down the spread of the virus. Again, it's not like people acting like they came to your house with a gun and dragged you out and forced you to take a shot. They're like, that's not true. Now, some companies, like the one I work for, said you had to get a shot or you couldn't work. This was a mandate. But still, could have quit my job. Could have just said, well, then fuck it. I won't work here. You know? Probably could have got that COVID relief money. It's like... See, this is, Stuart, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you're a brainwashed fucking jerk off. You say, Trump's first term is great till Fauci unleashed COVID on the world. He did not. I get that side-eye, but I'm saying... Yeah, but maybe stop you from dying. So you kind of just like contradicted yourself for a second, because up top you were like, oh, they don't know. Well, they didn't know that it was just said for you not get severe illness, and now you're saying that they did know that. So did they or didn't they? See, this is when it gets murky. Yes, Julia says it reduced the severity of the illness and lessens the risk of death. Exactly. Let's keep people alive. Oh no, they want you to stay alive. That's horrible. And he's saying, oh, Fauci personally, like he brought it in a briefcase or something, in a trench coat, like some evil person in a movie. It's like, they're going to release this virus upon the earth. It's like, are you fucking kidding me that you believe that? You know, you do know that he helped fucking engineer some of the AIDS drugs that kept people alive during the AIDS fucking epidemic. You know that, right? Very fact that a guy... See, what you don't get is what you're doing is you're discouraging intelligent people that want to help people from getting involved in the government. Because this is how you treat them. Like shit. Shit on them. Why would the next guy who's fucking, really good doctor want to get involved in it when he knows that you're just going to turn on him if things don't go the way you fucking want? Cyanide says, if you're not in any danger from the virus, getting the vaccine. But how do you know that, Cyanide? That you're not in any danger from the virus? You don't know that. Period. You can't say that. Jesus Christ. Stuart, just shut up. You're like some low rent 3 a.m. in the morning Fox News host just throwing shit out there on the wall with absolutely nothing to back up what you're saying. It's just a bunch of empty fucking accusation. Science says, because we have data for fuck's sake. What do you mean? With the data? That's what I mean. So people started getting a vaccine and people didn't die. It's like, it's many people didn't die as could have died. I mean, that's really the only outcome you could hope for, right? I mean, like I said, they were making it all up on the fly as they went. I was surprised. Trump's the one that made warp speed. He's the one that gave you these vaccines. This is what I'm talking about. And now you want to act like, people like Stuart want to act like that he didn't have nothing to do with it. He's the president of the fucking United States. He signed the Operation Warp Speed. He got rid of, I don't understand what you're upset about. I really don't get your argument or what you're trying to say. I really don't. I don't understand. Now, like I said, do you agree with mandates or any of this other shit? You know, that's a discussion that you could have. But like, what? I don't understand what you're trying to say. Like, We're going to prove it. Like Benghazi. With 27 hearings over years, it's millions and millions of dollars, got not a goddamn thing. That's what you're going to get here. Not a goddamn thing. Because there's nothing to it, what you're saying. It's complete bullshit. Stan Durko says, I was laughing at some of my neighbors who refused the COVID vaccine and then they died from COVID. Right? That's what I'm saying. You ever see these memes that are announcing? I wish that you would tell me, Cyanide, what your point is, because I'm really trying to understand it, but I don't get it. I don't get what you're upset about. And I said, like I said, we can have the conversation about mandates and all that other shit, and that's a conversation that you can't have. Like, do you agree? Do you not agree? Whatever. But to allege, like I said, that there's some kind of huge... like stewardess, like they intentionally released it onto the earth for, okay, why? It came from China somewhere, bro. There was a bat or in a market somewhere or something, I don't know. You misinterpreted what he was saying. He said he laughed at them for not getting the vaccine, but then they died. He didn't say that he laughed at them when they died. That's something completely different. See, that's what I mean about words, right? You see how close those words are? You turn those words just a little bit and you're saying something else. No, I want you to prove your fucking assertion, which you can't, because it's bullshit, like all your other beliefs. You still believe Donald Trump tells you the truth? Your fucking judgment is suspect, my friend. It's like, yes, kid. Trump took the vaccine and then told other people to shoot bleach and eat horse paste. Science said, why would he laugh when they didn't get it? I think because he was, like I said, you're too serious of a person. You can laugh and go, well, you're fucking stupid. And Stan Durko says, I heard people say that they did it to kill the population. Right, but that's what they always say. It's a one world order conspiracy. These people are nuts. They're insane. You stand in the middle of fucking, I said, thousands of wildfires all over the place. Temperature fucking degrees being broken by double digits and still claiming to themselves that the climate's not changing. Whole town's being washed away by floods. It's like, and then people are still saying, oh, that's not... It's like 9/11, right? People always said 9/11 was an inside job, and the same thing as that. It was like, okay, then please explain to me what the fucking purpose of it was. And nobody could ever say. Cyanide says this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated was a lie. Okay, Cyanide, but you never answered my question about the measles. How is a disease virtually eradicated from a place and all of a sudden comes back? How's that possible? And at the same time, all this Maha bullshit and fucking anti-vax people are all over the goddamn place. There's no correlation. It's like, I studied the science. It's like, oh my God. Now you're just off the rails, bro. I actually feel sorry for you. I feel like you might be batshit insane. Sandurko says, I didn't laugh that they died. I laughed at them because they said that the COVID shots weren't going to help. Yes, exactly. And you go, okay, whatever you say, man. A month later, the guy's dead. Cyanide said that's a completely different kind of vaccine. It's a completely different kind of virus, bro. How much do you know about science? I mean, apparently a lot. You think you know a lot, but they're not the same kind of viruses. Julia said, bullshit, Stuart. That's what the Heritage Foundation has in Project 2025. Go read it. Right, but that's what I mean is that's another thing that they do is accuse the other side of the things they're going to do. I think that we should all come to the conclusion of living in this time right now that we've tried this thing where like, hey, he's not a politician, he's a businessman, and you go, hey. I don't think it's a good idea to let the businessman be the president of the United States. Or any of these people that are in government. Like I said before, remember when it was a big deal to be in the Senate? To be a senator, you had to be like a representative in the House for a long time and prove yourself and learn how it all worked. Then you could get elected to the Senate. Right? Now they just grab any guy off the street, like, hey, grab that plumber. He's a nut licker running for the Senate. And now he's in the Senate. He don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's a yes man. And the whole government's stacked with these yes men now. And nobody has any fucking technical expertise about anything they're fucking doing. Even AOC, who I like, she's a bartender. She's got a degree and all that, but she was a bartender. Now, she's been in the House for a long time, and now that she's learned how the government works, but I'm saying when she was first elected, she was just a bartender. Sonite says the JJ vaccine was closer. Well, that's the one I got. That's what I said. Stan Durka says mega. And again, I will say this. Sonite says originally we couldn't even elect senators. They were voted in by the House, right? Julia says government was never meant to be run like a business. Government is supposed to work for the people. Right, exactly. All these business people that are running the government now, they're just siphoning off money and stealing it. Everywhere. And you tell me, how is Jared Kushner, right? He's supposed to be helping to negotiate this war, right? But he's got time to buy some island and build a resort in Albania. He's got time to try to convince FIFA to sell him part of the World Cup. I don't know if you see that. And everything these people touch, fucking Europe and CONCACAF threaten to boycott FIFA and not go to the World Cup. So it'll be a World Cup without Europe and without teams from North America, I believe. CONCACAF, maybe even some of the South American teams. But a lot of fucking problems. But it just shows you that they're not really focused on this war. They don't know what they're fucking doing. Stan Durko, I believe in that. All judges should be elected, not appointed. Sonat says the government was always a business. Everything is about doing business. All laws. Yes, but the government's there to regulate business and keep corruption down. But see, now the government is the corruption. Ken says a fucking shitty businessman. Now he is the shitty taco president. Right? We're about to attack him again. He says, this time they're going to surrender. This will be the one. It's like, there's no one to surrender to. Vance is on the Joe Rogan podcast, and fucking Jared Kushner's off making deals. It's like, who's there? Steve Witkoff, the only one. I go, we surrender, Steve. All right, then. It's like, Stan Durko says, mandatory retirement age 67 for all elected officials, 2-term max. Now, see, I don't know about 2-term max, but I agree with the retirement age for sure. For sure. And the two's not that much because House people, they got to run every. It's not like the Senate. Senate's like every 6 years. House is like every 2 years got to run. Maybe you lengthen the term. of, by, and for the people, not goddamn corporations, oligarchs. Yes, exactly. That's why I don't understand. There's so many spineless bootlickers in this country that really believe this bullshit propaganda that they're fed, that the government cares about them, even though it's like Trump. He's going to sacrifice Ty Blanche because he wants that $1.776 billion fund and the eternal immunity from investigation for taxes or whatever else of his companies, because he knows that everything that they've done is highly fucking illegal. And he needs that immunity. And no one has been a more loyal nutlicker than Todd Blanchard. He doesn't care. He sacrificed him because Trump only wants what Trump wants, which is why I don't understand why people are so loyal to him. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I've been here for a while. Listen, if you just stumbled upon this show today, I said, please like the channel, subscribe to the show. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Stan Durko says, I'm just against making a 50-year career out of politics, making millions off the stock market. Well, that stock market trading should be made illegal too. All this stuff should be illegal. Trump should not be allowed to give his own sons billion-dollar government contracts. That should be illegal. No, I guess it technically isn't. People haven't done it because they didn't want to. Julia says tax fraud. That's why he's so pissed about his returns being released. Right, exactly. And all the other shit, dirty shit they got going, all the crypto. You don't even want to look into his crypto files because then you start seeing where all that money's coming from. He doesn't want nobody to know where that money's coming from because that's why he makes secret sweetheart deals under the table. Dude, he just shakes people down for money now. They like right wide open. And this woman that does it for him calls him the boss. She calls him up because, the boss, he really wants $50 million for his presidential library fund. The boss, he really wants this money, If you want him to rule favorably. Yes, but that's what I mean. It's 25th Amendment, Emoluments Clause, Hatch Act, impeachment. These things are there, but no one ever does anything about them. They're toothless. You know how many times people violate the Hatch Act and they say, oh, they go, oh, you violated the Hatch Act. And what happens? Nothing. Nothing. Ever. Some people done it multiple times. It's like, oh, he violated the Hatch Act again. And they don't even take him to trial or nothing happens. So what's the point? Stan Durko says, why does it take millions to get elected to it for a $150,000 a year job? Right, exactly. Cyanide says, do you know how many FDA, CDC, NIH officials, land board, director jobs at big pharma companies? Well, same as tech people or whatever else. They come in as lobbyists. They get appointments into their whatever administration, whatever. Both sides do it. They get appointments into whatever administration is in power. Then they work there, and then when the administration is over, they go back into the private sector of their chosen whatever it is, and they get fucking cush jobs because they have connections. Connections is power, and they pay for that power. That's what I mean. It's a game. I mean, you could say that about any, FBI people, CIA people, or, like I said, tech people, the health people. Tom Homan, I'm sure he's got holdings in these private prison companies, like he just happens to be filling them up with people. It's like that's not a racket, yeah, kind of a racket. Everything these guys do is a racket. Cyanide says, so you acknowledge your health officials. See, now you're getting to you could have just said this earlier, that you think that Moderna or somebody else fucking bought somebody and put their thing on the market. Right? That's that what you're getting at? Stan Durko says, I think that all politicians should get minimum wage. See how many would run them. Right? Hmm. I don't like a side-eyed. I don't. I'm not here to. I'm not saying that you're. I just. Again, everything works this way. It's America. That's why healthcare shouldn't be for profit. I say this all the time. It's one of the sectors of society that shouldn't be for profit. It should be universal healthcare for all, paid for by tax dollars. And then you wouldn't have this. You wouldn't even have this question. Because they ain't making money off of it, so there's no need to, it would eliminate the money-making thing. Element. How's that? And would make the whole system more trustworthy. I don't believe, like I said, prisons should be for profit either. The fact that people are making money off locking people up is disgusting. The fact that you can buy stocks and locking people up on the stock market is disgusting. That should be fucking outlawed immediately. To me, it's an abomination. It goes against all human decency. But yet we do it. That's what I mean. The system is garbage, bro. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for hanging out, my regular viewers. And if you're new here, like I said, please like the channel, subscribe to the show. You notice the dude ran out of gas. I'll give it to him. He lasted a while. He finally ran out of gas. Anyway, like I said, I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Cyanide says, if you acknowledge corruption, then why push the question of motive? It's a little inconsistent. Well, I believe that, of course, somebody was making money off the situation. That is true. But I also believe that on the opposite side of the coin, that people were really tried to save people's lives. And it wasn't some kind of fucking theory, or some kind of conspiracy to shove something, I think both can be true. Yes, Julia says that's why ICE has a daily quota and profits. Right, exactly. No, the world is a corrupt place, side-eyed, and I'm not naive. It's like I don't know that. I said especially the government now is more corrupt than it's ever been. But I said Trump's the one that made the warp speed. Trump's the one that tried to get these vaccines onto the market as fast as possible. Trump's the one who went away from whatever rules they had and testing and all that shit. Thank you, Stan Durko. I appreciate that. And again, if you're like Sandurko and you like this show, please tell your friends, share it on your social media. Again, I don't ask people for money, but I do have a Patreon. If you want to sponsor the show, I will take the money. It's not a requirement. What was in your best interest, side-eye, for no one to take a vaccine and for more people to die? That's what I'm asking. I mean, really. That's the part of it I don't get. It's like, why? Like I said, people are acting like they're sitting there like cooking up ways to kill more people, which I don't understand that. Now, someone could prove to me that was the case, then I would listen. But there's so much bullshit out there. And you have to decide, like, you have to agree that you got to be skeptical these days. You got to really look into some shit. And you seem to have, so. But no, I just told you that earlier, though. It's true. Is that you don't know. You don't know until you get it, how it's going to affect you. So it's easy for somebody to sit there and say, it's not dangerous. Well, you don't know. You don't know what it does to you. It does fucking horrible things to people. Those people exist, And like I said, there are people who recover, have long COVID, all kinds of shit. People who are dead. People who got it, recovered, and they're back to normal. People who got it, recovered, now they can't taste anything. It's, you don't know what's going to happen. That's the point. It's easy to say it was dangerous or not dangerous. Once people are dying in the numbers they were dying, I would say to consider it's dangerous. You also have millions of dead people with cyanide. Do you factor that into your studies? You know, people did die. A lot of them. It's like, I don't know if you remember that there were so many of them they had to put them in frozen trucks, you know. So, I don't know. It's been an interesting discussion, but I can't stay here on it. Again, I don't do 3-hour Joe Rogan shows. I say this every week. But please, I said, like the channel, subscribe to the show, Cyanide. I'm glad that you hung out, and it was an interesting discussion. And if you'd like to continue it, like I said again, I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. If you want to send me a private message, it's BruceLeonardLeansLeft@Outlook.com. You can send me some of that proof if you'd like, and I'll read through it. It's BruceLeonardLeansLeft@Outlook.com. And again, I said I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please go out, enjoy your weekend, be safe. Don't drink and drive like Tony Romo. Lose your $1 million job. Call a cab. Tell someone you love them. Thank you. Good night.
I guarantee I'd be the first to be standing there bathed in that light. Until that day I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I do not want to pick a fight. I feel more at night with another